How to quit binge eating and end the suffering once and for all. What's up, party people? Welcome to the video. It's Josiah Novak, author of Diets Suck. If you haven't got the book, go check it out on Amazon. Link is below in the description of the video. Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button. That way you get notified every time I release one of these badass videos that's in my car. Super fancy stuff. And follow me on Instagram at Josiah Fitness, Facebook, Josiah Fitness. You can join my free Facebook group, the True Transformation Army. The link is in the description below. Check it out. All right, so on today's video, we are talking about how to end the binge eating struggle, right? We've all struggled with it. Well, maybe not all of us, but I know a lot of us struggle with binge eating. It's something that a lot of people don't talk about, especially people in the fitness industry. Everybody wants to be looked at as Mr. or Mrs. Perfect, but in reality, some fitness people, and technically fitness people, are some of the worst binge eaters on the planet. Let me explain. Over the past, 15, 20 years, at least the time that I've been in the industry, there's been a habit of very restrictive dieting, followed by cheat meals or just gorging on food to reset your metabolism or stoke the metabolic fire. And what it's done for a lot of people who suffer from emotional eating or binge eating is it's put in people's mind that they need to be very restrictive with their diet. They need to be super low calorie. And then it's okay to occasionally just explode and eat whatever you want for a day or 2 days or even 3 days or a week at a time. This is a terrible pattern to be in, okay? So let's break down binge eating itself and why it happens and what we can do to really prevent it. Typically, binge eating is defined by an emotional response that is centered around eating a lot of food, right? So something bad happens at work, you go through a bad breakup, or you're stressed out, or something just gets in the way of the goals that you have, and you tend to reach for food. And it's not a little bit of food. It's a avalanche of calories, right? Like, it's just everything. You go to the drive-thru, it's a milkshake, burger, fries, double up on everything, supersize it, right? And then it's, oh, that wasn't enough. Let me go eat some candy. Let me just go crazy, right? And sometimes it leaks into the multiple days after you have the binge, right? And like I said, it's triggered by an emotional event. So it's an emotional response to something that happens in your life. But I want to get clear on this. I want you to understand that binge eating is often triggered by a frustration around the fact that you haven't achieved your goals yet. Or it's triggered by a small slip up, right? Something tiny that maybe you go over your calories by a few hundred calories one day. Maybe you miss a workout. Maybe you just don't feel like doing anything that day. And you start to feel guilty. You start to feel really upset with the fact that you aren't perfect, right? You basically just say, man, I'm not okay with being a human being, right? I'm not okay with being a human being. Because here's the deal. You are human. If you're watching this, unless you're some damn robot that I've seen on some videos recently, you are a human being, all right? And human beings mess up. We mess up all the time. And we have to start being okay with the fact that we are human and that we screw up. Because screwing up is just part of the deal. It's going to happen. And it's probably going to happen more frequently than you think. And the people who are successful, the people who stick to their nutrition plan, the people who are consistently getting better with health and fitness, they have a very good understanding with this whole idea that I'm not going to be perfect, but I am going to make progress. So let's break down how we can prevent binge eating. Because I've suffered from it for a very long period of time. Over the past 20 years, most of those years were spent with a restrictive diet followed by a binge. And it wasn't until I really started to break this stuff down and figure out why it happens, what we can do to prevent it, that I was able to start really getting control over the binge eating habit, the binge eating routine. Number one is we have to start with acceptance, okay? Acceptance and ownership. And what do I mean by that? Well, acceptance means I need to understand that I am where I am today because of my decisions that I've made, right? There's no going back in time and fixing the mistakes I've made. There's no, magical wand that I can wave that is going to take all the things that I've done up to this point and make them go away. It's just not going to happen. Now, accepting where I am does not mean that I'm okay with it, right? I may not be okay with being overweight. I'm definitely not okay with being unhealthy. I'm definitely not okay with staying where I am. I want to improve. But in order to move forward, I have to understand that I am where I am today because of the decisions I made. So I need to take ownership for this. Ownership for the fact that, hey, I have made some decisions that have led me to this point. And now it's time to change. Now it's time to buckle down and make the changes that I need to make, right? So we need to have acceptance for where we are. Most people just can't accept the fact that they are where they are today. They get frustrated. They really beat themselves up to the point where they say, God, man, I'm such an idiot. I can't believe that I'm so stupid. We talk to ourselves this way. It's really, really bad. Imagine if you talk to someone else this way. They might slap you, right? They might defriend you or stop following you on Instagram. Like, you have to talk to yourself the way you would talk to the person you love the most. Now, hopefully, you're not talking to the person you love the most this way, right? That's a whole nother video for another day. You have to start accepting where you are and giving yourself permission to move forward. If we can't get over the fact that we are where we are, and we can't accept it, we can't go, oh man, there's no way I can be this overweight. There's no way, man. I eat healthy, right? Like I don't binge, and we lie to ourselves and we don't accept the fact that we have this issue, then we're never gonna be able to move forward. So today I want you to just, if all you do with this video is you just stop watching right now and you go, cool, I'm gonna work on acceptance. I'm gonna work on owning the fact that I am where I am today because of the decisions I've made. Man, that's a huge step. All right, so that's step number one. Now, when it comes to losing body fat and sticking to a nutrition plan that makes sense for your goals, we need to get dialed into the fact that this is not always gonna be easy. We have to come to grips with the fact that the process at times will be challenging. There will be life events. There will be vacations. There will be days where we want to cry into a pillow. There will be days where we want to scream at the top of our lungs because we're so frustrated, right? We're hungry, or we feel, just these cravings creep up and we get tempted to fall off track. We don't want to go to the gym. We feel lazy. We feel unmotivated. That is part of the deal. That is something that is going to happen. I want you to just understand right now, that is going to happen. But here's the thing. Those things that happen are not necessarily always in your control, right? Bad days, people on the road, assholes at work, that stuff's not in your control. What is in your control is your commitment. You need to be committed. So how do we get committed, right? Which leads me to step number 3. You need to start visualizing yourself as the person you want to be. You need to start working on your identity. This is a huge thing for me. This actually, I would say more than any other step, changed the game for me. Ownership was huge, but when I started picturing myself as the person I wanted to be, everything changed, because our mind and the way we visualize and the way we really think through what we want will transfer over to the real world. I'll tell you right now, the mind is way more powerful than people give it credit for. If we start to speak things into existence, meaning our thoughts can become reality, all right? I kid you not. When I decided that I wanted to become this guy who was a fitness professional, someone who was a brand, someone who could write a book called Diet Suck, someone who could influence thousands of people around the world, someone who could make 6 figures from fitness, 7 figures, right? These things that I started to speak into existence started to happen. But it started with me telling myself that I was a guy who was in shape, who had control over my nutrition, who wasn't going to give in to this whole restrict binge cycle, that was going to get lean, that was walking around. Like, I could visualize myself with a 6-pack. I could visualize myself healthy, waking up with energy. Started to put this into practice every day. I started to visualize every day. Started to tell myself, I am lean, I am fit, I am that person. So when it came down to the decisions I would make, it was based off the person I knew I was becoming, the identity that I had set for myself. Instead of saying, well, what would old Josiah do? Well, old Josiah would, go to a restaurant and feel guilty because I had an appetizer. So then I would have double dessert. I would drink alcohol. I would do a lot of things that would contribute to weight and fat gain and not seeing results. But instead, I would say, look, my identity is someone who wants to influence thousands of people. And so instead of restricting myself all week, I'm going to give myself a more flexible plan. I'm going to give myself some foods that I love so it allows me to stick to my plan. I'm not going to beat myself up when I go over my calories by a couple hundred calories sometimes. I'm not going to freaking flip out when I forget to go, or not forget, when I don't go to the gym one day because I'm too busy, right? Because life happens. I have family, I have, responsibilities. I'm not one of these fitness YouTubers who wakes up at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. and, sits around all day and drinks coffee and, has no responsibilities besides filming a YouTube video and working out. That's not my life. My life is jam-packed. Multiple businesses, family, responsibilities. Sometimes I don't make it to the gym. That's okay, right? It's okay. Doesn't mean the world ends. Just get back to it, right? As soon as possible. So this identity that I started to really associate with became reality. So my thoughts became reality. I visualized who I wanted to become, and it's happening. Now I still have to put this into practice. This doesn't end, right? Just because you get to your goals doesn't mean you stop visualizing who you are or who you want to become. This is a massive thing. You must, I don't want to say fake it till you make it, but you need to start telling yourself, I am this person, I am fit, I am leaner, I am healthy. And make your decisions based off that person that you are becoming every single day. Tip number 4 is your plan needs to be lifestyle friendly. Stop listening to all these people who don't have responsibilities, who are literally their only job is to work out, make a YouTube video, or write an Instagram caption. They can't relate to you, right? So they tell you to go train for 2 hours a day. They tell you to stick to these low calorie diets. They tell you to go keto. They tell you to, fast for 24 hours every week. They tell you all these things that on paper sound really good, but in practice, they aren't very realistic. Because here's the deal, if you can't stick to your plan, it doesn't matter how great the plan is, it doesn't matter how effective it is, it doesn't matter that it's appropriately set calorie-wise, it doesn't matter that the cardio is great, it doesn't matter. If you can't adhere to that plan, you are going to feel very restricted. If you're constantly messing up on your plan because it's too restrictive, of course you're gonna binge. It's natural to say, oh, I screwed up, well, so what? I guess I'll just eat my ass off the rest of the day. So your plan needs to be built for you. If you need help with that, I'd suggest first starting with my book, Diet Suck, shameless plug. But number 2, I would say if you need help one-on-one with coaching, shoot me an email, josiah@thetruetransformation.com. We can chat about that. These are things I work with my clients on very specifically, making sure that their plan, both nutrition and training, are built for them so that it doesn't feel overly restrictive. Finally, your expectations need to change. You can't expect to wake up, after a week of sticking to your plan and look in the mirror and love everything that you see, right? You need to start focusing not on the end result, because by the way, there is no final end destination. You need to start focusing on the process. The process is what you need to really find enjoyment in. Every day there's an opportunity to enjoy something, whether it's a workout, whether it's a meal you created that was tasty, that was healthy, whether it was a small change you saw in the mirror, whether it was newfound energy, whether it was something you read or studied that was something new that you learned about health and fitness. There is an opportunity every day to enjoy the process. I can't stress this point enough. There is an opportunity for you to feel happiness every day in the process of getting in shape. Stop not allowing yourself to be happy. Stop saying, oh, once I reach my goal of 20 pounds down, I'm gonna be happy. You don't know that. There's many other factors to happiness. Getting healthy, getting in shape is a huge first step. And it's a necessary step if you want to live a long, productive, happy, fulfilling life. But it's not going to happen if you don't enjoy the steps along the way. Climbing to the top of Mount Everest is a very big task. It's a strenuous task. It's a life-threatening task at times. But if we don't have enjoyment of the journey along the way, if you ask the people who climbed to the top of Mount Everest, hey, what was the best part? Was it getting to the top and looking around for a few minutes and then climbing back down? No. The best part was the journey, the memories, the lessons learned, the camaraderie that developed between the people who were climbing together. Those things are what really set the tone and set the pace and dictate your overall level of happiness. Enjoy the process. I can't stress it enough. Stop freaking out after 2 weeks and the scale doesn't move. Stop losing your mind and saying, oh, my body's not changing, my body is fighting me, my blah, 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 blah. No, it's not. Look at all the factors. Look at how you feel in the morning. Look how you feel at night. Look at the meals you're eating. Look at the workouts you're doing. Look at the activity you're doing. Look at the sleep you're getting. Those are opportunities to improve things that allow you to enjoy the journey. Those are my top 5 tips for ending binge eating and stopping the suffering, because it is a suffering process. If you're constantly restricting yourself, you're not happy, you're not accepting yourself, you're not wrapping yourself into a new identity that is centered around a person who doesn't binge eat, centered around a person who enjoys the process. You will get there. It will take time. Set different expectations. Stop expecting results in 2 weeks. Hell, imagine how long you've been doing the wrong things, right? For me, it was 20 plus years until I got abs, right? So I'm trying to I'm trying to, change a body that has been doing some really dumb stuff for 20 years. And I'm getting frustrated that it's been 2 months and I haven't seen abs yet. That makes no sense. Give yourself permission to take your time. When you hire a coach, if you hire me, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, it's not going to happen overnight. It may not happen in 6 months. It may not happen in 12 months. It may take us 2 years to get to your goal. I know that's not what you want to hear, but everybody else is going to lie to you because they want to make a quick buck. They want to sell you on some dream. And guess what? They know you're going to keep restricting yourself and you're going to binge, and then you're going to come back and buy their shit because you keep repeating the cycle. Don't be that person. Be the identity you can be. Love yourself, accept it, take ownership, commit to the process, commit to the fact that you are going to have bad days. You're going to be hungry some days. Bonus tip, one that I heard from a friend, I'm going to share it with you now. Bonus tip. So if you watch to the end, here's your bonus tip. I want you to stop thinking that the struggle and that being a little bit lower on calories, having to do a little bit more activity, working out is a bad thing. When you're a little bit hungry, I want you to, instead of go, oh, that's so bad, I hate being hungry, I want you to say, yes, this is opportunities. These are the times that are going to make me into the person I know I am. Yes, I'm glad I'm a little bit hungry tonight. Yes, I'm glad I had to say no to a few extra drinks. Yes, I'm glad I have to wake up a little bit early and get my workout in. Yes, I'm glad I have to leave lunch a little early and go get my steps in. Yes, I'm glad I have to stand up from my desk and take a walk to the bathroom to get my steps in. Yes, I'm glad I have to say no to drinking alcohol tonight because it's not part of my plan. Those are good things. Stop going, oh, I can't do this and that really sucks. Oh, I can't do this and it really sucks. Oh, I have to get up early. Oh, it really sucks. Oh, I have to go to bed a little earlier. Oh man, that's so tough. Stop. Those are good things. Those are great things. Those are signs that you are headed in the right direction. If you're looking for a sign, those are the signs. My friends, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to let you know when a new video comes out. Say what's up in the comments. Let me know what you think. That's all I got. Visit thetruetransformation.com for coaching options. Buy Diet Suck on Amazon today. I'm out. Peace.